Some movement in the ongoing sexual abuse lawsuit against former University of Kentucky swim coach Lars Jorgensen. A federal judge has now dismissed some of the claims filed by two former UK swimmers and coaches, but key allegations, including Title IX violations against the university, will still move forward. So what does this ruling mean for the case and the university? Let's unpack it with WDRB sports guru Eric Crawford. First off, let's catch us up. How did we get here? What is the heart of the complaint in the swimming program at UK?
Yeah, this is an allegation by two former swim coaches, assistant swim coaches at Kentucky, against Lars Jorgensen, who was the head swim coach, of a really disturbing pattern of sexual assault. There are rapes alleged in this filing over a period of years, and then they claim that Kentucky's Title IX office, when the complaints were taken to the Title IX office, wasn't responsive enough. In fact, discouraged them from making their reports. They're seeking money damages, and they're also seeking changes to the way UK responds to these types of complaints.
You said it's filed by coaches. Are there any students or alleged victims as complainants in the case?
One was a swimmer at Kentucky that later became an assistant coach at Kentucky, yes.
So walk us through the judge's decision. What claims were dismissed and what's still moving forward now?
Well, the judge in this case dismissed some federal claims, mainly because they did not meet the statute of limitations, and others because Jorgensen was not a state official at the time that the events are alleged to have happened. Now, what remain are claims under state law, the emotional distress, battery, negligence, and some other Title IX charges, which are federal charges against the school. So the school's facing a Title IX charge, Jorgensen is facing state charges, and Athletics Director Mitch Barnhart has a few charges in there too.
Okay, so Title IX allegations against UK still in play. How significant for that? How significant is that for the university, and what could that mean legally?
Well, they could carry some significant financial penalties if if this were to go to trial and they were found guilty. A lot of times schools will make changes. Kentucky has already made a series of changes to the way they handle these kind of complaints. So the big problem here is like you'd suffer reputational damage, and really if it were to go to a trial, we would see how much Kentucky would be held responsible for these things happening in the first place.
So AD Mitch Barnhart is still a party in this case, a defendant. What are the key accusations that are keeping him tied to this?
Well, his main thing is that he failed to supervise this. And one of the complaints that has been brought is they hired this coach when he had what they allege was an inappropriate relationship with a swimmer at a previous school, and the university knew about it, and Barnhart knew about it, and they for their part, say they investigated it at the time, found that it was a consensual relationship and not improper, so they went on and made the hire. But that's part of this. Barnhart has several of these: negligence, failure to follow up, those types of charges.
All right, so what happens next in the case? You think it goes to trial? Do we see a settlement?
It's hard to say. It looks like a settlement type of situation could be in order. Obviously, like I said, Kentucky's already made some of the changes that I think the plaintiffs would like to see. But at the same time, it's brought by a group that really wants to bring attention to these kinds of issues. So they may feel like settling might not be in their best interest in the end. We'll just have to see kind of where it goes from here. The case has not really moved forward much since the first of the year. This is the first real movement we've seen on the case since late December.
All right, thank you, Eric. And you can take a deeper dive right now with his article on WDRB.com.